Right now, a Colorado lawyer is suing the Department of Justice, claiming it's withholding 400 documents related to Hunter Biden's overseas business dealings with China, Russia, and Ukraine. Now, it all comes as Republicans could push for a formal House investigation into the president's son. Investigative correspondent Rich McHugh is live in Denver. He was the only reporter in the courtroom where this happened. Rich, what are we learning tonight?
Nichole, this is such a fascinating story. I mean, it began 2 years ago as a simple Freedom of Information Act where this attorney was requesting documents related to Hunter Biden and his dealings with foreign companies and entities. When the Department of Justice refused to comply, he sued. Now it's landed in federal court here in Denver. And the sense is that this is a case where he has a tiger by the tail.
Inside the federal circuit court here in Denver, attorney Kevin Evans argued in favor of his Foia request, which he filed in 2020. He's asked for documents relating to Hunter Biden pertaining to any relationship, gifts, and payments in any form to or from any individual or entity from the countries of China, Russia, and Ukraine. In March of last year, when the Department of Justice had not complied, he filed suit against them. In court, he argued for limited discovery, that the Department of Justice had admitted in court there was some 400 pages of documents that fit the requests, but that they had refused to hand over.
My understanding is the government doesn't believe discovery is appropriate here and we should proceed to summary judgment. My position, Your Honor, is that limited discovery that I've attached to the fourth status report will be appropriate.
The Department of Justice argued against Evans, against allowing discovery or the ability to learn more of what these 400 pages of documents might be.
We're not trying to hide the ball on these facts, right? And we're not trying to deny plaintiff access to evidentiary information that it needs to move for its summary judgment.
The judge allowed the DOJ to come back with a summary judgment in 90 days, provided they address Evans' request within that judgment.
The hearing this morning, the government's attorney said they're not trying to hide the ball. What is your response to that?
I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. I think there's information in those documents. They just don't want to see the light of day.
What do you think these 400 documents will show if they see the light of day?
Well, I mean, I think that's anybody's guess, but I think we can all surmise why they're fighting so hard not to produce them. There must be things in there that they would prefer not to see the light of day. You know, I find the government's comment that they're not trying to hide the ball somewhat precious in light of the information that's been revealed to date. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Now, Kevin Evans basically said that this was largely a positive development for his efforts. He said that they will come back in about 90 days. The Department of Justice will issue a summary judgment. Included in that, they'll have to show some of their cards and basically say they'll have to admit that, yes, there are these 400 pages of documents. Nichole?
All right, Rich, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.